Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you're a returning subscriber, hey guys, thank you so much for being here. And if you are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Josh and this is Josh Goes to Disney. So, in today's video, we are talking SeaWorld. So last Saturday, me and my family took a trip to SeaWorld. It was my first trip to SeaWorld since I was in the 5th grade, which was like 15 or 16 years ago, which was insane to me. But I really wanted to just make a video talking about my thoughts. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I will leave the description down there about my link channel, or follow me on my Instagram. I post a lot of stuff from when I go to Disney, when I'm at Disney, things like that, what all of those, kind of like the time that I'm there and time after I'm there to my stories and to my Instagram, so you can see more stuff. Well, I posted a little bit of a story about SeaWorld and the ups and downs of SeaWorld. Now, going to Disney as much as I do go to Disney about once a week. You get very spoiled, if that's the word. I have been very spoiled going to Disney, much as I have, and being that Disney is like the epitome of theme parks in Orlando. There's no one that really compares to Disney. And the thing is, though, I think the parks know that. So I know that Disney is first, Universal is second, and SeaWorld is third, as far as just Orlando theme parks. Then there's also, I think, Legoland, I think, as well, that's in there. That might even be better than SeaWorld. I don't know. I tried my hardest. So we drove in. We were very excited. Throughout this video, as I'm talking about what's happening and what we're doing at the theme parks, I'll try to put some pictures up of what we did. I'll try to put some pictures up of what we did and while we were doing them, so y'all can see a little bit of what we did that day. Overall, we had fun. Okay, it was not a all-around horrible day, but SeaWorld has a lot of stuff to get better with, like a lot of stuff. The first thing we did was drive up to SeaWorld. I have never been around the location of SeaWorld. I've always drove right by it on I-4 to go straight to Disney. I've never even been in that direction or in that area to even see the entrance of SeaWorld. I've never even know what it looks like. We drove up and saw the entrance, which was kind of exciting. We were very excited about it. We were excited to actually be able to go to it. So it started out fun. The next thing that happened was partially my fault and then partially SeaWorld's fault, because I bought my pass for myself and my brother in December. We did not go for the first month of our annual pass, which in my head, I did not know a month had already gone by. So I was trying to figure out what was happening. So we drove up to like the little thing that they check your passes and then they charge you for parking, or they gave you preferred or whatever. So we drove up. The first thing I see is the girl on her cell phone. And already I was like, okay, well, you would never see that at Disney. They're not allowed to have their phones. That's completely against the rules, whatever. So she scans my ticket, and your tickets are screenshotted from when you first purchase them. You just keep that screenshot for your whole entire annual pass. And she scans it, and then she says, okay, your Easy Pay is on hold, which Easy Pay for Disney or Easy Pay for SeaWorld is like the annual pass monthly payments for Disney. So I was like, okay, what does that mean, so that I can just have an idea of what I'm going into when I get there? And she was like, just move ahead. Here's your thing. She stuck a piece of paper underneath my windshield wiper and then told me to move along. So I was like, okay, cool. So we're driving up. There was just not, I don't know, the parking situation was kind of sketchy as well. There was 2 people parking, everybody. There was one guy at the end of the street saying go this direction, and then there was another girl at the other end of the street telling you to go this direction. So we apparently the green paper that she put on my windshield wiper was a preferred parking paper. So we were parked in preferred, and it was a free-for-all. So we, like Disney, everything is one way. All the parking lots are one way, so you can only go out one way. So you can go one way or that's it. So since there was no one parking everybody in the parking lot, everybody was going which way they wanted to. People were just coming in and out. People were swerving side to side, in and out this way. They were going against the road, which is very, very dangerous. So I went down about 3/4 of the way of the road that I was in and was like, you know what? I'm not going to fight it. Let's just park. Which, granted, we were only like 30 yards, maybe 50 yards from the entrance of the park. So it was like parking lot, entrance is right there. That was kind of cool. So we get up there, we get to bag check. They don't have a bag check spot for no backpacks or no bags. So everybody's all in one big line. We went quickly, got through that. That had very, 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 very tough time trying to get into the park because my Easy Pass was on hold. Didn't know what that meant. Couldn't find anybody that knew what they were doing to tell me. Waited in a line for about 45 minutes to finally get to the front to tell us that we ended up going somewhere else. And then we finally got taken care of. I had to pay for month 2 of our annual pass, which is what my thing was on hold because the money tried to get taken out of my account. Didn't go through like it was supposed to, so it was on hold. Got that fixed, got in the park. Okay, cool. We had to calm ourselves down a little bit because we were very stressed out at the moment because of the whole situation that was going on. But we got in. My dad is not handicapped, but he has a disability. He has some stuff going on with his nerve endings, so it's hard for him to walk. So we ended up getting a scooter, which was a pleasant surprise because we did not know they had them. And then on top of that, they actually had scooters available. So that was kind of cool to be able to walk up and get one and not have to wait or have a reservation for it. They were just available. They are more expensive than Disney. An ECV at SeaWorld is $60 flat. You don't have to put a hold on anything. You don't have to put a down payment or anything down. It's $60 for the whole entire day. At Disney, you do pay $75 down front, or you do pay $75 up front, and you get $25 back when you return the ECV, which means you end up paying $50 total. So SeaWorld is a little bit more expensive and $10 expensive for their ECVs. But at the same time, the park is pretty big, so it's worth it if you need one. Then we went to, in the same location, we got the mugs. We got our SeaWorld refillable souvenir cups. They had a very good deal going on where you get you buy 3 big, they were 64-ounce mugs. You buy them for $15 a piece, and then you also get 20% off with being an annual pass holder. So we ended up paying $40 total for 3 62-ounce mugs, and then each mug refill, which you get sodas and you get ices. You can do either or. It's 99 cents per refill for the remainder of the year. So, which on top of that, every time you get a refill of that mug for 99 cents, you get an additional 20% off for being the annual pass holder. So it ended up costing like 70 cents, I think, for a refill, which is insane for 62 ounces. And then you'll also get icy or soda or whatever, tea, fruit juice, whatever you want. They had apple juice dispensers, so you could get apple juice, which is kind of cool as well. So we kind of gorged ourselves on ices all day long, which is kind of fun. Different kinds of flavors, different kinds of soda, just being able to basically get whatever we want for almost nothing. And then on top of that, the first refill, like the first initial fill, was free. So we got 3 giant ices for free, and then everything after that was basically 70 cents. The first thing we did was we shot over to the Sea Lion show, the Sea Lion High, I think is what it's called. It's just a fun little show. They have an arena that probably held like 5,000 people. No, that probably held like 3,000 people maybe. And it was a lot of fun. That was one of the highlights of the day. The sea lions were adorable. The trainers were outstanding. Their acting was amazing. The show was well put together. Everything was clean. Everything was pretty. It was a lot of fun. When we left there, then we were like, okay, now we got to go see the sea lions and the seals. So we went over and walked straight over to them. Their area was very well put together. It was very big enough for a lot of people to be around it. There was quite a bit of animals, which is one thing you don't see a lot of Animal Kingdom, is when you go to an Animal Kingdom encounter, like an animal cage that has the animals or you can view, you don't see a lot of animals. Well, at SeaWorld, what I did notice is that there was quite a few of animals in each exhibit, which was nice to see. So there was one giant sea lion male, and then there was also a bunch of females, and then there was a couple little cute seals. You paid, I think it was $10, and you got 3 cups of fish, to where you could actually toss them over the side straight into the sea lion's mouth. Which was really fun. Pictures will be up here so you can see with the ones that we fed. They were very cute, very adorable. Whereas at the same time, the whole entire day, the weather was beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky, probably like 70 degrees all day long. Wasn't windy, nothing. So the weather was perfect. So when we left the sea lion encounter, my brothers wanted to go on Kraken. Yes, Kraken Unleashed, I think is what it's called. So Kraken is one of the roller coasters, the original roller coasters in SeaWorld, and it does flip multiple times. I personally cannot fit in them. I personally will never ride it because, duh. And then my father didn't ride it. So we waited outside. Luckily, the exit of the ride is literally where the ride takes off. So I was able to take pictures of them right as they're about to go and flip. So it was kind of cool in that situation where I could actually get close up and personal with the roller coaster so I could see them on it. That was very fun. I got cute pictures. I'll put those up here. And I'll also I think I can put a video up of them like flying by me really quick. So that was awesome to see. They did have a picture place after where you can see the picture of yourself, but it was not working at the time. So there was no pictures being posted. It was all the same picture, just it wasn't changing. After that, we went straight to Mako. I don't know if you know this or not, but Mako is the fastest roller coaster in Orlando. It does travel 75 miles an hour. And it is the highest roller coaster in Orlando as well. There's no way in heck that I'm going to be riding that roller coaster. As well as I also can't fit in the roller coaster, so thank you. But my brothers wanted to ride it, and when they were in the queue, I decided I wanted to do the Sky Tower, which is free for pass holders, which is awesome. It's $3 if you're not a pass holder, which is almost nothing. But it's basically you go up 300 feet. It's about a 3-minute ride. You go up to the top. You rotate like twice while you're at the very top. You can see all of Orlando. You can see miles and miles and miles of Orlando. You can see all of Disney. You can see Universal. You can see all of it. And you can see all of SeaWorld like above. So you can see like cool views of everything. But that was a fun experience. They only had the top half of the Sky Tower going. Which was kind of a bummer because it made the wait time longer than it should have been, instead of happening both open. But at the same time, the situation falls back on, there's only 2 people running the whole entire tower, which baffles my mind. You go to any ride at Disney and there's at least 20 to 30 cast members running each ride. So to see one person running the line, and then that same person running and opening the door for the Sky Tower, letting everybody out and letting everybody in, and then basically the same person running the tower. And then there was one person downstairs that was running a concession stand that was selling the tickets to the Sky Tower. Which then you had to take a receipt from the Sky Tower concession stand area and take it upstairs where the guy would rip it and then you'd ride the ride. It was a very fun experience. It was very awkward, just because everybody was kind of quiet and you can't stand up. You can't really do anything in it. You have to sit down the whole time. So it was a fun experience. I would do it again. But it needs to be run a little bit different. I don't know. It's kind of weird. The brothers got off Mako. We met up with my aunt and my uncle, who came down to visit with us because my aunt loves SeaWorld and loves all the roller coasters at SeaWorld. We got some food. We went to a restaurant. I don't remember the name of it. It's right by the Sky Tower itself, so I didn't have to wait to go that far. But SeaWorld has this thing. Okay, so this is something that I knew about, but I didn't think I was going to be at SeaWorld long enough to participate in it because I didn't want to waste the money, and I didn't think I was going to eat that much food. They have a thing where it's like $25 for the whole entire day, and you get one meal every hour. You get a entree, a water bottle, and I think a side for like $25 for the whole day, or you can pay $118 for the whole entire year, and then every time you go, you get one meal every hour. That doesn't sound right. Like, it doesn't sound legitimate. And then my aunts and uncle did it, and they, for $25, they each got like, I think like 3 meals total, which in reality those would have been like $13 a piece. So you're looking at like $40 for each person. That's $80. They only spent $50. So if you were to go there and buy that in the morning time, right when you get there, and then actually participate in that and actually take the initiative to go and get something every single hour on the hour, you can actually get quite a bit of food. And it ends up being worth it. $25 for the whole day for food, unlimited amount of food at any restaurant on the site. I think the reservation excludes reservations, but as far as I was told, it did not. But in my personal opinion, I think it does. So when we got done with there, we went over to the aquariums and saw some sharks. We walked through the tube that had sharks on it. Very unorganized. It was one big giant room looking thing, and it basically funneled down to a small hallway where everybody had to like basically walk into it at one time. People had strollers, people had scooters. It was just not well done. I don't know. And also not worth it. The sharks were gorgeous. It was something I'd never experienced before, so that was awesome. It was awesome to see. But at the same time, I wasn't really blown away by the whole situation. Probably won't do it again. I can go to basically any aquarium and see that. It was not something that I was really blown away by. So then we got done with that. We separated for a little bit. My aunt and my brother went back and rode Kraken again. Me, my dad, my brother, and my uncle, we went to the Shamu Coliseum, the Shamu Arena, because we were walking that direction to go to the Arctic. Because my brother wanted to see the Arctic show or the Arctic ride or something over in that direction. But when we got over there, my brother and my aunt decided to text us and say, "Hey, we're already done. Where y'all at?" I said, "Well, we're right here at the Shamu Coliseum, the Shamu Arena. Do y'all want to go watch the Shamu show?" And everybody was wanting to see that. It was the highlight of my day. It was so freaking beautiful. The orcas, I was surprised at what the show consisted of. I was told and read online that the tricks and different things that have to do with jumping and splashing and all that kind of stuff was gone. I was just told, I read it was gone. All they were doing was educational stuff where they would teach you how they ate and how they foraged and how they swim and things like that. But I read that the tricks were gone. That was a lie. They do a lot of tricks. They do a lot of fun stuff. But they do a lot of educational information about it as well, which is awesome. I loved every single minute of it. I had a giant smile on my face the whole entire time. I did not want to leave. But at the same time, it's probably something that I'm going to do every single time I go, because you miss some stuff. Like, there's one orca jumping over here, but there's also an orca jumping over here. So you look at this one, but you don't see what this one's doing. So it's something that I really want to take a part of again, is because it was so much fun. It was so beautiful. But for sure, the highlight of the whole entire trip, for sure. When we got done with the orca show, we went over to the Arctic to ride another ride. I'm just going to say, don't waste your time. I don't even know what the ride is called. It's basically like a F version of Star Tours. You're basically on a helicopter, Arctic, you're flying through the Arctic, and it just needs some work. That's the bottom line. It's literally like a toddler's version of Star Tours. Like, the bumping and the interaction was nothing. Again, there was one lady who was running the whole entire line, and there was another guy who was running the whole entire electronic version of the ride. So, like, he was telling people where to go, how to fasten the seatbelts, checking seatbelts, opening doors, closing doors, letting everybody out, making sure the seatbelts are released, starting the ride, all that kind of junk. He was doing all that, and there was one girl who was walking people back and forth to the lines. So it's kind of weird to see that. It was kind of weird. We got out of there. There's an aquarium version where you can see belugas and sea lions, and there's some walruses. The walruses are a lot of fun. I'll put up a video here of the walrus that we saw. But it was just kind of, I don't know, everything is just kind of worn down. Things were dirty, dusty, and they just really need to be kept up. But I guess that's like the part of Disney where I've been spoiled, is Disney makes sure to keep that up, and they also have enough associates and enough cast members to make sure that's kept up. Whereas you could walk a good 100 yards at SeaWorld and not see an employee anywhere, which kind of shook me to my core, because I was like, I'm so used to like walking 10 yards or 20 yards at Disney at any park and seeing cast members all over the place walking around and making sure things are clean and making sure things are helpful and make sure everybody's helped. And I don't know, I really tried to not shun SeaWorld and to really try my best not to discredit SeaWorld or to crap on SeaWorld or to be negative about it. But if I had to give SeaWorld a grade at the very moment, it would probably be like a D. Maybe a C minus. It would have been a B, just because the shows and the rides that I didn't go on, but they just seemed amazing. And then all the shows were very well done and very well put together. But the thing that disappointed me the most of SeaWorld, so it was 6 o'clock at night. SeaWorld closed at 7, which on a Saturday, which is very weird. They closed at 7 o'clock on a Saturday. My goal for the whole entire day was to go see the dolphins. I really wanted to feed dolphins. I really wanted to see the dolphins, interact with the dolphins, just because I love bottlenose dolphins. 6 o'clock, we're over at the stingray encounter. I wanted to feed the stingrays. The stingray food booth was closed. I was like, okay, well, those are cute, so can't really do anything with them, so let's go look at the dolphins. The dolphin enclosure was closed. You could not feed them. You could not see them. Was not available. So I was very disappointed in the fact that the park closed at 7, but yet everything is already closing, including restaurants, okay? Now, I know you're thinking, you're like, well, they're animals. They need to get enough rest. They need to have a time where they can have some peace and quiet, have the availability to be alone for a little bit and not have to be bombarded with people. But all the restaurants across the whole entire park closed at 6 o'clock. The park closes at 7. What are people supposed to be doing for an hour if they cannot, let's say, eat, they can't see the animals, and none of the shows are going on past like 5 o'clock? So you literally have 3 roller coasters for a whole entire hour. Whereas there's a lot of people that can't ride roller coasters or don't like roller coasters or just don't have the ability to ride them. That's your only option for a whole entire hour is to ride roller coasters. That's it. Like, I could not comprehend why this park closed at 7 o'clock and then everything closed at 6. Like, if Disney closes at midnight, everything closes at midnight. And then on top of that, some of the shops don't close till like 1 or 1:30 in the morning. I don't know. I couldn't understand it. It made me very turned off from Disney from SeaWorld after I saw all that. I was starting to have a good time, and then my day was just kind of ruined because everything closed. Like, my uncle was trying to get some food from this restaurant. He really wanted this like brisket sandwich, I think is what it was. This like barbecue brisket. And at 5:45, he got to the restaurant, sat down. He could not get his next meal until 6 or 6:08. They went up to the register. They said, hey, we have a wristband. Does this food count? They said, yes, it does. You can't eat again until 6:08. He was like, okay, cool. I'll wait here until 6:08. At 6 o'clock, people, they kicked him out. They said, you have to go. You can't eat. We're closing. There's nothing you can do about it. You gotta go. He did not get his food. He waited there for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And after having a conversation and them telling him, yes, you can eat at 6:08, they kicked him out at 6 o'clock and wouldn't let him eat. Like, why? I don't understand. Like, why are we closing everything at 6 o'clock when your park closes at 7? So, the very final thing that we experienced was leaving. The parking lot of SeaWorld is right on International Drive, I think is what the street is. So we waited in line to get out of the parking lot for 30 minutes. We sat still in the parking lot for 20 minutes. We did not move. We sat in our parking spot. Traffic was so backed up in our lane that we were not even able to get out of our parking spot. Because everybody is trying to exit directly onto International Drive or onto that road, and people are swerving by, just like flying by. So it was almost impossible to get out of the parking lot. So that was a huge turnoff as well. But I will tell you that my father parked in handicap. He got out almost instantly, and my aunt and uncle parked in another educational area and got out almost instantly. So I don't know if it was just because I was in preferred that we had the situation that we were in, but it was basically a parking lot and we were not moving. So all in all, we had a decent day. I will say that I will be going back. I do have an annual pass, so I will be at least taking the chance of going back and maybe going with less people, maybe see if that's any different, because a lot of people were going here and there, here and there, here and there. And really taking advantage of the food voucher thing for $25 so I can get a lot of food, try to fill in restaurants, maybe do some food reviews for y'all. Leave a comment down below if there's anything at SeaWorld you specifically want to see me to do. Also leave a comment down below if you want me to do some SeaWorld vlogs, because I did a poll on Instagram, and y'all did say there was a good overwhelmingly vote that y'all did want me to do some SeaWorld videos. So leave a comment down below and let me know. I would love to hear from y'all and see what y'all say. I will be going back, so yeah, leave some comments down below and see if there's anything y'all want me to show you. So that is it. That's all I have for you today. I really wanted to just vent to everybody and get my opinion out and give my story about what happened. So thank you so much for being here. I thank you for listening. If you stayed to the remainder of this video, I appreciate it. If you enjoy these types of videos, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. And then also make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can come along with my YouTube journey and join my YouTube family. As always, thank you so much for being here, and let's go to Disney.